Hello, everybody. This is Greatness Becoming Greater. You might have heard me from the show Randomized Ramblings. I do graphic design, animation, things like that. But this right here is what I'm going to call Greatness is Rambling. Oh, what the? I'm moving around all crazy. So basically, um, this is going to be me basically spitballing ideas on how we can all make the world a better place and have better communities and such things like that. And I was going to start on with believing in each other, but I think the first topic I really want to start on is selfishness versus selflessness. Because in my opinion, mostly all evil and problems stem from selfishness. And so what I mean by that is, so if we go start with the definition, so selfish. So selfish is of a person, action, or motive lacking consideration for others, concerned chiefly with one's own personal profit or pleasure. And then, so when we look at that definition, a lot of people are like, oh, it's good to be selfish sometimes. It's not good to be selfish anytime. All right. And here's why. So it says lacking consideration. So consideration means careful thought, typically over a period of time. So you can take care of yourself and still be considerate of others. So let's say people ask me to go out. Now, being considerate means I take into account what they're saying and I can still politely say no. Now, inconsiderate is, or let's say you need help, you need to help somebody needs help with something. So if somebody asks you for help, you consider the situation and then you make a decision based off of thinking about it. Like, okay, you want help here. This is what I can do or can't do. I may or may not be able to help. Now, being inconsiderate, which is lack of consideration, means no matter what they say, you're like, I'm thinking about myself. I'm on or whatever. So it's never good to be selfish, ever. All right. Now, it is good to take care of yourself and to treat yourself correctly, right? Now, selflessness would be the opposite, but if we just give the definition. So selflessness definition is concerned more with the needs and wishes of others other than one's own unselfish. Excuse me. Whew, got burping. Yeah, my apologies. So the reason I say like a lot of problems boil down to selfishness is because let's say even simple arguments, like we might not even think of it this way, but sometimes you have a problem with somebody and it's simply a misunderstanding. Now, most misunderstandings are honestly from selfishness. If you literally just took time, listen to the person, and try to understand what was going on, then a lot of issues will be solved. And so when we have friendship groups, because and then before we get into that, let's talk about like conquerors and takeovers. Most people taking over somebody else's land because they are selfish. They want to run your spot. They're thinking about themselves. People rob people because they're selfish. They're thinking about themselves. People take advantage of others in relationships because they're selfish. They're thinking about themselves. Okay. So now when we got friend groups, a lot of people have toxic friends and are in toxic relationships, right? If we took selfishness and selflessness to the extreme, if everyone was selfish, they would only do what was in their best interest, and things would be horrible worldwide. Now, if everyone was selfless and everybody considered others, then things would ultimately be better because we would always support each other. And you wouldn't take advantage of each other because you would want the other person's best interests. So now, if we start with friend groups, if you're in a friend group and somebody is only thinking about themselves and they're not considerate of your time, they're not considerate of your actions, they're selfish. And it's good to address that and let the person know you selfish, you're not considerate. And once you address that with a person, if they continue to do it, then you probably shouldn't be around them. Same thing with and this is with any relationship, but the same thing with intimate relationships. People are in relationships with people who are selfish, and most of us in this world today are selfish. We're bred to think selfishly. We want to take care of ourselves. It's all about what I want, what I need, what makes me happy, what I'm gonna do to be good. You know what I'm saying? It's all about selfishness. So a lot of people relationships end because they're thinking about why they aren't happy, what they want to do to get ahead, and not necessarily what they can do to make their partner happy. So in a relationship, if you got two partners that are selfish, they only think about themselves, it's doomed to fail because they only care about pleasing themselves. And then we have relationships where one person is selfish and the other one is selfless. So one person only thinks about themselves and the other one only thinks about the other person, and they run their partner dry. And some people deal with it for their whole life. Some people don't. They leave. Some people break. And then if you have both partners who are not selfish though, and they're both considerate of each other, and they both genuinely want to make each other happy, it cannot fail because they're always looking forward to helping the other person. And if the other person listens to them, understands them, gives them good criticism, feedback, also loving and encouraging words, it won't be negative, right? And so, like I said, it's one of the bases of, like I say, selfishness. If we conquer selfishness, a lot of issues would disappear. Now, I think I'm gonna leave with that there. That was my first thing. Like I said, my goal with this channel, was to create like a community of people who are positive minded and are actually trying to make a positive difference. Like, I'm not trying to change the world. I believe the world's doomed. It's over. All right. But what I can try to do is get cool people together to interact with each other and meet other cool people. It's too many toxic people. And then people who want to become better. If we want to become better, let's meet other people who are going to become better and then unite and to build each other up and support each other. So, more of the story today is be a selfless person or a non selfish person. And I'll hit on this deeper in another topic, but I will say it is important in being not selfish to understand that you need to not be used. Don't allow yourself to be used up by toxic people. There's not a lot of positive people here, and we lose more and more every day because situations cause them to break, and then they turn into the evil people who use them. So I just want to tell everybody, be positive, have a blessed day. Let's try to be selfish, don't get used by others. And I'll drop another video on how I feel like I've kept myself from being used and ran dry from people around you who seem to always need help. But everybody have a good one. GBG out. Be blessed.